Hey friends, welcome back to another super awesome Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Hey friends, welcome back to another Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Each Friday, we've got a show filled with wacky, crazy silliness, all recorded for you. Today is all about loyalty. Loyalty means that you show support for another person. And today we're talking about a guy way back at the beginning of Bible times. Our story involves a giant boat, a bunch of animals, and a giant rainstorm. Did you guess it? Yep, it's all about Noah. Stick around and see what the story of Noah has to do with loyalty. Ready to have some fun? I thought maybe we could start with building a boat, but I think I'm gonna need some help. Good thing I know a guy. Hey friends, Ben here is going to help me build a boat. So we have all of our supplies here, things I found around the house and in the garage. Here's a laundry basket. I have some duct tape, some paint, roller, filler. It's called a paint tray. It's called a paint tray, people. I have some plastic wrap, and I thought I could use some PVC pipe to maybe make an oar or something. You wanna hold that? So we're gonna get to working. Ready, set, go. A new beginning, the story of Noah's Ark. Time passed and many people filled the earth. Everyone everywhere had forgotten about God and were only doing bad things all the time. God's heart was filled with pain when he saw what had happened to the world he loved. Everywhere was disease and death and destruction, all the things that God hates most. Now Noah was God's friend, which was odd in those days because no one else was. Noah listened to God. He talked to God. He just loved being with God, like you do with your best friend. Noah, God said, things have gone wrong. People have filled my world with hate instead of love. They are destroying themselves and each other and my world. I must stop them. First, we'll build an ark. Do you know how to build an ark? Neither did Noah. Luckily, God knew, and he would show him. A storm is coming, God told Noah, but I will rescue you, I promise. I'll send the animals to you, ones that creep and crawl and slither and slime and gallop and hop and bound and climb, and don't forget to pack everyone food. The storm was going to wash away all the hate and sadness and everything that had gone wrong, and make the world clean again. God had brought up a way to keep Noah safe, but Noah would have to trust God and do exactly as God told him. So Noah built an ark, short for a very large boat. Noah's neighbors came out to watch and point and laugh because they didn't believe Noah about the boat or the storm or needing to be rescued. And Noah must have looked really silly. His boat was in the middle of a desert, and the desert was nowhere near the sea, and there wasn't even a cloud in the sky. Why would anyone need an umbrella, let alone a boat? But Noah didn't mind so much what other people thought. He minded what God thought. So he just did what God told him to do. When the ark was ready, God said, "All aboard," and Noah's family and all the animals climbed inside. Then God shut the door, and it started to rain. For minutes that joined up into hours, that joined up into days, that joined up into weeks, and the rain joined up into puddles, that joined up into rivers, that joined up into lakes, that joined up into a flood that covered the whole earth. Their boat that had once seemed so big suddenly seemed very small. But in the middle of the huge storm, in the crashing waves, in all the thunder and lightning, through it all, God was with them. And God kept them safe for 40 long days and 40 long nights. Finally, the rain stopped. The sun came out and Noah threw open the windows. Hooray! Everyone shouted. Noah sent his doves out to explore, and it wasn't long before he brought him back a fresh olive leaf. Everyone knew exactly what that meant. She had found a tree and land. The water was going down. At last the boat landed quite suddenly on top of a great mountain. As soon as it was safe, God said, "Out you come!" And so they did, everyone skipping and dancing onto dry land. The first thing Noah did was to thank God for rescuing them, just as he had promised. And the first thing God did was make another promise. I won't ever destroy the world again. And like a warrior who puts away his bow and arrows at the end of a great battle, God said, "See, I have hung my great bow in the clouds." And there in the clouds, just where the storm meets the sun, was a beautiful bow made of light. It was a new beginning in God's world. It wasn't long before everything went wrong again, but God wasn't surprised. He knew this would happen. That's why before the beginning of time, he had another plan. A better plan, a plan not to destroy the world, but to rescue it, a plan to one day send his own son, the rescuer. God's strong anger against hate and sadness and death would come down once more, but not on his people or his world. No, God's war bow was not pointing down at his people. It was pointing up into the heart of heaven. Hey friends, welcome back to another game of Bet Your Head. Today, instead of buckets of water, we have 5 eggs. It's gonna be really exciting. In this bowl right here, we put some letters, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pick a letter, or Mr. Alex is gonna pick a letter, and whatever letter we pull, we each have to name 2 animals that start with that letter. And we're gonna go back and forth until one of us is stumped and can't think of any more animals. That person is getting an egg on their head. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you want me to pull it first?
You go for it.
Okay. Round 1, I got an S. I am going to say snake and salamander.
Okay, I will say seal and sea lion.
Okay. Starfish and sea cucumber.
Sheep and stick bug. Stick bug?
I feel like these count, but okay. Let's go with a Shetland pony.
Okay.
It's a thing. And a sheepdog?
A stork.
Whoa, okay.
And I don't know.
Snail, slug, spider.
Okay.
I don't even know. There's more. There's lots of S animals. Okay, so you're getting an egg on your head.
Okay.
Would you like to pick which one is going to be the one? That's the one?
Sure.
Looks good. Nice and eggish. Ready, set. Oh, gross.
All right, next one.
Great. Next round. Okay.
T.
You get to go first.
Tarantula and pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl starts with a P.
Tiger.
Okay. Turtle, tuna fish.
A toucan and
Okay.
a tiger shark.
Okay, I'm going to say a T. Starts with T. And that would be a Shoot. I literally cannot think of anything.
Okay. Pick your egg.
Can I do it to myself?
No,
You have to do it? Okay. All right. This one. Be
Okay.
careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. That.
All right, ready?
Why did you drip it down the front of my face?
That was not on purpose.
Round 3. L. Lion and lemur.
Ladybug. And lightning bug.
Lizard and leopard.
I cannot think of anything.
Great. Pick your egg.
Okay.
I should have gone slower because then it would have dripped down your head.
All right. R. A raven and raccoon.
Raccoon was the one I was thinking of. Rat and a raptor.
Dinosaur.
Could have been on the ark.
Okay. I can't think of anything.
Rattlesnake, reindeer. Rudolph? Okay.
All right.
Pick your egg. This time it's actually going to go on your head.
Okay.
Hope you in a storm, then God's the boat. You by yourself, but you're not alone. You hear the call, pick up the phone. Jesus, His love in our hearts, love in the world. We were loved from the start. Found by the light, we were lost in the dark. Now we're called in the world to share what's in our heart. Now it's time to stand up. Don't just sit there, pick your hands up. Let's dance for the King who paid our ransom. Come on, church, this is the anthem.
So everybody, everyone, this is why we sing. For hope and love and all He's done for me. Come and sing the Savior died and call us all by name. We are yours and will always be. Jesus, your love is calling me. There's a world out there that needs to see that there is someone who can set them free. Jesus, you are hope for the world. So everybody, everyone,
The mission is ours. Tell everybody who created the stars. Tell everybody who rose from the dead, so we wouldn't see death, we'd see heaven instead. Grown-ups and kids, we are one and the same. Called to proclaim that Jesus came, took our sins on his back and defeated the grave. Trusting in Christ means riding the wave. Trusting in Christ means we must obey the things that he speaks in our lives every day. The joy that comes from it you cannot explain. Christ is the answer, the truth, and the way.
Everybody, everyone, this is how we
Let's go.
sing. For hope and love and all he's done for me.
Okay.
Precious sinless Savior died and
Put
called
your
us all by
hands
name. We are yours.
And we'll always be.
So everybody, everyone, this is why we sing. For hope and love and all he's done for me. Comfort sinless Savior died and called us all by name. We are yours and will always be.
Your love is calling. Your love is calling. Your love is calling.
Jesus,
your love is calling me.
Love
Yeah.
is calling.
I hear the call.
Jesus, your love is calling.
Jesus, your love is calling me.
Why we sing.
Jesus, your love is calling me.
Hey friends, so we built our boat and Ben is going to take a boat ride. So let's do this. When you were a little tiny baby, your mom and dad most likely worked super hard to decorate a cute little room in your house, all for you, called a nursery. You see, baby nurseries are filled with soft colors and cute cuddly things like stuffies and baby blankets and little baby clothes and sometimes rainbows. One of the most popular themes for a baby's room, at least when I was little, was Noah's Ark. Who doesn't love an image of a little tiny boat filled with little tiny animals and a rainbow on top? So cute. But it's also a little silly because the real story of Noah's Ark is definitely not a cute, cuddly little baby story. You see, before the rainbow appeared in the sky, there was a real flood where real people died. And those cute and cuddly animals that we see on little kids' wallpaper or pictures hanging in babies' rooms probably weren't very happy. The ark was probably super noisy, most likely really uncomfortable, and definitely really extremely smelly. I mean, imagine all the different kinds of animal poop on that ship, guys. No thanks. You see, Noah lived in a dark time. It was a time when people had turned away from God. They were choosing to disobey him. People were worshiping false gods and doing their own thing, and people were disloyal to God, which made God really upset. God decided he needed to hit the reset button. He made a plan to restart the earth, and he chose Noah to help him. Noah was the definition of loyal. He constantly listened and obeyed God's words, even when they made no sense at all, and even when he didn't fully understand what was going on. You see, in Noah's time, it did not rain. Like, never ever. No one tuned into the nightly news or checked their weather app on their phone to see if they needed an umbrella for the next day. For one thing, there were no smartphones. And for another thing, well, there had never been any rain ever up until that point. See, God wasn't just promising this new, never before seen thing called rain. He was actually promising a flood. The whole entire earth would be covered with water and all life on earth would die, except for the few people and animals on the ark. Remember with me, once again, that no one had ever seen a flood. No one could imagine such a thing happening. So what would a flood that covered the whole world even look like? I don't know, but I'm sure glad I wasn't around to see it. Yet Noah didn't even hesitate when God asked him to build an ark. Noah went right to work. He recruited his sons and they started chopping wood. For more than a century, guys, that's 100 years. Noah and his son worked on the ark. You see, people, they lived a lot longer back then. I can only imagine the kinds of things that Noah's neighbors must have been saying when they watched this crazy man and his kids build a giant boat in the middle of literally nowhere. But as you and I know, the flood, it did come. The bad weather showed up and Noah's family, they were ready. It took a great deal of faith for Noah to build that ark. Noah was loyal to God and listened and obeyed. God gives us stories like Noah's so that we can understand how to have faith when life is difficult, so that we can be loyal and do things God is asking us to do. When we choose to trust and follow Jesus, to align ourselves with Him and become loyal to Him, He guides us. We can talk directly to God and we can hear from Him too. The more we listen to God through the Bible, the more we'll see God at work in our lives. And the more we see God at work, the greater our faith will be. And the greater our faith, the greater things God can do through our lives. Our loyalty to do the things that He asks us to do helps our faith to grow and grow. And the amazing thing is that God is loyal to us too. God always keeps His promises. He is loyal to stay with us and to help us. He is loyal to guide us. He is loyal to love us through it all. God is loyal to us and loves us unconditionally. His love is always with us and will never leave us. Noah was just a man who loved God, but he wasn't that different from you and I. God may never ask you to do something as strange as build a giant ark, but He will ask you to step out in loyalty in other ways. He'll ask you to be loyal to Him and to love others. In the times that God asks you to be loyal and to have faith, He is with you. God didn't let Noah down, and He certainly won't let any of us down either. All right, friends, see you on Sunday for another story all about loyalty. Have an awesome Friday, and thanks for joining us. Bye.